Perfect. So hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing okay. We are here at Phoenix Holdings and I'm Alex. As always, I'm gonna be the host for tonight. And we have with here tonight the MetaWhale BSC team. Let's give the floor to the gentlemen to introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, how you doing? It's a pleasure to be here with Phoenix Holdings. Hey Alex, and I'm Cody, and I'm the international frontman for the MetaWhales team. I'm responsible for international relationships and marketing. So I will provide you all with the initial presentation for the project. For any further technical question, our dev will be happy to answer in the comment section in the chat. We're an Italian team, so our dev will use the chat. It's just easier if it's not a problem with you. And because of obviously our Italian strict accent. And so yeah, as you said, our project is called MetaWhales, as you can see, and we're concentrated in the concept of the extinction of whales, but in our case, the whales that need to be saved are the whales in our NFT collection. You can see examples in our profile picture. As I said, the project is based on a collection of 500 lovely NFTs. It's whales in the NFT. That's the reason for the name. And it has evolved from a passion for the crypto world, and because the whole team is kind of sick and tired of always seeing projects not delivering on their own talking metrics. For instance, we see other project devs keep too many tokens for them. Then they dump them randomly, putting investors at risk. Well, that's something we don't like. And the difference between us and them, in fact, is this. We want to deliver. We don't want to put our investors at risk. So in MetaWhales and for the whole team, equity is the pivotal point of the project. We designed functions precisely in order to provide the maximum stability possible and to keep the floor price always high. So we worked on every detail of our NFT collection, and it's already mintable right now. We already sold a lot of NFTs, more than 70, during private sales, and minting is now available on our site, starting at a price of 0.7 BNBs. So as I was saying, our project aims at the creation of an ecosystem. So an ecosystem made of the token contract and the NFT contract, which are always in communication. For instance, the NFT collection connected to our token provides fees, discounts on token tradings. So the amount of fee of the discount depends on the rarity of the NFT, because there are different rarities. We're talking about 3 rarities. There will be common, uncommon, and legendary NFTs. So 3 rarity of NFTs, and these 3 rarities give you discounts on trading. Rarity is totally random. It doesn't depend. I will go later on the specific discount, but rarity is totally random. It doesn't depend on the work of art in the NFT. They will just be assigned to the NFTs. So you can randomly get a legendary, a common, or an uncommon, or a combination. We will obviously consider in the discount the highest level of the rarity. So if you have a common and a legendary, the legendary will be considered for the discount. So let's say I was talking about an ecosystem, right? So rarity.
Did we lose you by any chance?
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You got back right now.
Okay. Where did it mute? I think I
Actually,
was
at the
talking about
start of a yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you were
I
talking
think I
about
was
the
talking about
ecosystem
the
itself.
ecosystem. Absolutely. So the rarity and the tax reduction, they are the first block of the ecosystem. I was talking about the three rarities: common, uncommon, and legendary, and the fact that it's totally random and it doesn't depend on the work of art of the NFT. This tax reduction is the first block of our ecosystem, but in the future, we want to give rewards to NFT owners on a weekly basis, rewarding NFT owners based on the chart of a game that we want to develop on Unity. But as I said, this is in the future. I'll get to it. But the first block of the ecosystem would be the tax reduction connected to the NFT collection. So I was saying our community and the ecosystem gave us the fact that we want to do this gave us the idea of working on private sales, not selecting, friends, family, or people we know, but we thought more about influencers, people that are genuinely interested in the crypto world, people that are genuinely interested in our project. So in the pre-sale too, let's say a sector that is more a niche and can give us the possibility to grow fast in the future. This is something we truly believe in, so we started our approach from that. So private sales, we aimed more at influencers, as I said, and more on investors, potential investors, and good investors, instead of only friends and people we know.
Okay.
So,
That's quite the introduction for the. So yeah. So,
absolutely.
sorry to step in.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Before we approach the private sale part and eventually the pre-sale and so on and so forth,
Yeah,
as I understand, you are more um, of the front run for
absolutely.
the front man for the token. How many people uh, compose the team itself for the token?
So it's four of us. It's four of us, and it's mainly composed of the dev. As I said, they're Italian, and my main focus would be marketing and international relationships. As one of the team members
Okay.
works more in marketing, the rest of the team is more focused in dev. They are the developers. So
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Now, it's quite interesting what you're bringing forward to us tonight. The reason why I'm saying this is because we all know what whales mean as a concept in crypto.
exactly,
But also, yeah, you bring forward a quite a unique aspect, which yeah, I'm afraid not a lot of people are familiar with. Poor Leonardo DiCaprio is trying so hard, but yeah, I think
yeah.
he's the
Well,
main guy,
yeah,
and
yeah. Greta Thunberg, I would say too.
oh, yeah, her as well,
Yeah.
maybe,
Oh,
but still,
I
Leo
forgot
has.
to mention it. Excuse me. One of the team. I don't know if it could be of interest, but obviously one of the team is owner. One of our team members is owner, and as I said, the other is marketing. And obviously, I had to say, but excuse me, I didn't want to interrupt. We were talking about the social fact of wills.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because surely we've seen how should I put this? Charities or charity tokens before, but I think in the past, in regards to the whales and to the how should I put it, their role in our ecosystem in our lives are, it's bigger than we actually understand. I would put them probably near the bees.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what I'm trying to
Well,
say is the fact that
well,
we're not seeing so much. Yeah, yeah,
something I want to point out is that even if our the sense we concentrate on the concept of the whales extinction and the fact that our NFT collection is made of whales. At this time, we are not a charity, and it's not one of our objectives to become a charity. It is just sensibilization about the fact. And it was, as you said, we all know what whales are in our world, and it was a way of playing with the fact that whales mean that, but the world is real, and this is what happening in the real world. So to be just like long story short, let's say the whales that need to be saved in our world, in the crypto world, are the meta whales, not the whales in reality. Even if we all know that there is a problem and we're concerned about it and we care about it. We're Italian, as I said. We have the Mediterranean, we have the sea. It is a concern, but at this time, meta whales is not a charity.
Okay, then I'll say my bad. I thought
Oh, no
eventually
problem, no problem.
you, you will develop on that side. Um, that actually doesn't change the. I think if more it improves the, let's say, the cause of the token. Not that charity. I mean, charity would eventually help, but the fact of the matter is, and actually Leo's helping again. If he couldn't change it with his billions of dollars, what could a
You
token
know,
increase to?
exactly.
So
You know, you are completely right. I was going there. I was saying, as they said, our focus is creating a stable community. And we believe that from a stable community, you can basically do, let's say, what you want, and or your voice is more powerful. So we never know where it can go. We never know. Most certainly, the concept is there, but we're starting as a niche, and when we're able to have the force, the power, economically, and the community that we want, you never know where it can go. So you said it totally right.
yeah, I mean, as much as we would like to help, we crypto investors, crypto traders, crypto developers, crypto marketers, whatever. Unfortunately, there is a blocking point. Yeah, it is what it is. We need to adapt. Now, coming
Yeah,
back to the in itself, after we made it clear that you guys have a social approach, a social perspective, and I think this is very interesting because I always like to state, and I cannot stress this enough, that we as investors we're investing in two things. We're investing in ideas, concepts, theories put to practice by you guys, and in you guys as the team itself. That's what we're investing our money in. And once you put it to perspective and understand if there's a use case, there's a social perspective, there's a politics perspective, there's a whatever. I think it makes it more clear to see if it's right up your alley or not. I personally like to
absolutely.
do that before investing. Yeah.
Absolutely. I stand by that. Absolutely, 100%. I believe that if there's a message, and our message would be that. And as I said, our aim, the whole project, is aimed on the creation of an ecosystem and a community. And as I said, it's pivotal for us. We truly believe that. And at the beginning, I was saying we're sick and tired of seeing people, listening to people always promising, and then just doing what they want and dumping on investors. So it's for this reason that I'm going to present now some details on the private sale, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, definitely. Let's start with the private sale. Give us a bit more insight on that, and then I would like to go back a bit on the tokenomics slash NFT correlation, because you kind of
Absolutely,
caught my attention there with something. Yeah.
absolutely. So, as I was saying, well, first of all, I'm super happy and super stoked to announce that our pre-sale will be online the 28th of April, with a soft cap of 50 and a hard cap of 100 BNB, with a minimum of 0. 0.1 and a maximum of 1.5. And so first of all, we'd like to present some details of the contract, some notable details. First of all, the first is that we provide an audit that we made, and with InterFi, and you're welcome to read it on our site, as long as a white sheet we have on our site that describes what I'm about to say in detail. So if something's not clear, our dev can answer the questions in the chat, or anyone can check our white sheet. So I'd like to present some functions that our token does have and some functions that we do not apply. I'd start with the functions we don't apply. So we don't have a minting function. That is not something that we would want to have, and we have. Um, So tokens can't be created from our token, basically. We don't have a block list. We don't have a blacklist function. We can't exclude someone from selling or buying our token. We don't have a minimum and maximum transaction function. We can, on the other hand, disable trade. No, sorry, we can't disable trading, but we can, on the other side, modify taxes. Our limit is on 30%, so we can't block the sale of tokens. But as I said, we can't disable trading or pause the smart contract of token. So the pre-sale I was talking about earlier is on Pink Sale. I don't remember if I said it, but if I didn't, it's on Pink Sale. And so enabled trading functions that we have that could be interesting is, well, first of all, I was talking about pre-sales and the private sale on Pink Sale. We want to give, pre-salers the time they need to claim their tokens, and we want to give the private salers the tokens with all the time needed. So we have this function too that's called anti-sniper, and it's really important. Basically, because there's a moment for the first 2 or 3 minutes in the private sale, in the pre-sale, there's a moment where taxes will be at 99%, and that's so we can just take out all the bots. Excuse me, on the launch, we have a moment on launch where taxes are 99%, and that's because we don't want the bots in the equation. And so it will be impossible to purchase at that time because taxes will be 99%. That's a function we put because we don't want bots in that situation. So I was getting to security with the anti-bot, and I'd like to take just 2 seconds to talk about security. It's notable, we have a second audit in collaboration with SafeBuy. And SafeBuy is a big Italian project. For who doesn't know them, they're our friends, and we know them, and we stand by them, and we have a second audit with them, and we're docs. Obviously, we've been docs from different people, you for instance, and Caesar Call and different documents. So when it comes to taxes in detail, I was talking about, you asked me earlier, 10% on purchase and 12% on sale would be the norm. So you asked earlier about the NFT connections with the taxes, and every NFT gives you, as I said, a discount on trading. What happens when you hold a common NFT is that you have a plus 2% on tax reduction. A non-common NFT gives you a 4% plus on tax reduction, on top of the 10 or 12%. Legendary holding of a legendary NFT will give you 6% on tax reduction. So we're talking about tax reduction, taxes, and I think it's something that the investor would be interested in knowing, how we divide taxes. So these taxes will be divided on the 20% for the dev. So the only let's say income that the dev has, the developer has, is this 20%. We don't hold tokens. We don't have tokens for us. I will get to that later in detail, but we don't have tokens. So we at the beginning, we just work on this 20%. For us, this is the only income. And I will talk about this in the detail, but in the future, we're pointing, if someone's already thinking about staking and questions about staking, this is where we're going to get the staking pool, the money for the staking pool. But I'll get to that later. So 20% of the taxes is go for the dev. 40% goes for marketing. And this is really important for us because we believe that, as I said, 40% is pivotal for marketing and for the well-being of the project. So at the beginning, we're going to invest a lot in marketing, and as we are right now. And so we're going to keep BNBs. We've kept BNBs from private for the purpose of spending them for first calls, for instance, with TravLad, and as well as others that we obviously can't spoil at this time. But the important part is that 40% will be developed to marketing. I was talking about influencers. I was talking, this is the 40%. This is the where it will come from. So the last 40% will go to a buyback and burn. So we put a buyback and burn function so we can assure a high floor price. So the buyback and burn is manual because there hasn't been a date set for it. It will be set from us. This is because we can decide when we want to buy tokens, and we'll do it when the price is lowest in order to add BNBs to the liquidity pool and then detract tokens to the highest quantity possible. This is because this will improve the liquidity ratio, and in this way, the floor price will always be incremented. As I said, we want to keep a high floor price because it's less risky. Our main focus is equity. Our main focus is an equilibrium, and this is a way to keep it a floor price that's always high and always incrementing, thanks to the buyback and burn. Let's say that the buyback and burn would be the deflationary component of our token, if you want to see it that way. So I was talking earlier about this aspect. Probably someone is thinking about a question about staking because in other AMAs we've had these questions. As I was getting to, we're not thinking about stacking right now because we don't have tokens for us. On the other hand, in the future, we could create pools for staking, buying tokens from the marketing wallet or the dev wallet. So these tokens wouldn't be burned in the buyback and burn, but they could be used for the staking pool in the future. So when the project is stable enough and the community is stable enough and it's big enough and everyone is sure the floor price is high enough and we're all sure about it, the community and the developers, the plan is obviously to not use that 20% I was talking about and that 40% I was talking about for marketing and for developers, and use that for the staking pool. That would be the objective. So talking about the token metrics, we were going to that earlier, and the initial liquidity ratio will be 40 to 45% coverage. So it's not too much, otherwise the price wouldn't have a strong initial variation, and it's not too low in order to not make the token dangerous, because we want to increase the floor price, as I was saying, with the buyback and burn function. So these are the reasons for the 40 and 45%. So I was saying earlier that all these informations in detail are provided in our white sheet on our site. And something that someone could be interested in is our surely an investor is our future plans. As I was getting to, that 40% of marketing goes to different, obviously, sponsorships that we have already thought about and are already working on, or already closed. And we aim on expanding on other socials like Discord for NFTs. So in the future, we will constantly develop the token and make it better. And when they ask us about the NFT collection and how it will be listed, we're actually still evaluating that aspect of the marketplace. We don't know if the biggest marketplace will give us the stability needed. Maybe smaller marketplaces provide the right visibility in order to grow, and could be a better stepping stone. I was saying we consider ourselves a niche project with the full commitment of growing the community and growing the project, but it wouldn't be realistic if we didn't say we were a niche project. This is the reason for 100 hard cap, because realistically we are a niche project and we're proud of it. We're proud of the team. We're proud of the social reason we were talking about and the awareness. And we are proud of this fact, the fact that we're a niche project and we have all the potential to grow. But if we didn't say we were a niche project, it wouldn't be realistic. So we don't know which marketplace is better at the moment, but most certainly we're going to find the better spot for us. As I said, maybe a smaller marketplace is a better stepping stone. So we aim at creating a solid community. This is the most important part. And when someone finds out the project and it's maybe attracted, they're maybe attracted by the lovely art and NFTs and lovely different whales with different features. So then they're maybe brought to the token because they have a discount on trading and they discover that, and vice versa. If they find out about the token because it's interesting and they I don't know, someone talks about it and they find it out, or they find it out here different ways, then maybe they find out about the NFT because, you know, they know it gives you then discounts on the trading. So it's a win-win situation. And we were actually looking to create exactly that, a win-win situation and a communication between NFT and token. So we have collaborations with Italian international influencers. The collaborations aims at creating a solid community, as I was saying, and the partnerships serve the purpose of consolidating the connection between our token and the NFTs. So the connection I was just talking about. So more influencers, more marketing, more people that know if you have the NFT. And besides, we love the NFT. We truly love it. It's art, and every one of us has it. So we're proud of talking about our NFT and the art. So more marketing, more influencers, more connection between our token and the NFT, making, as I said, a solid and long-lasting community. This is what MetaWhales is.
Okay, okay. Don't get me wrong. The reason why I haven't interrupted is because I wanted you to continue presenting the token.
Oh, thank
I
you.
like people, yeah, I like people when they express things with passion, and yeah, it feels a bit rude to to step in and interrupt,
Thank you
especially
very
since
much.
we have plenty of time. Yeah, for sure, we have plenty of time for questions and debates and discussions. So yeah, thanks for the presentation so far. I've tried to follow with along while you were mentioning the details. I was following along the website and the white paper. Uh,
Hmm.
Again, not a double check, but it makes it easier while you talk and I have you in my headset to visualize the information as well. That's how I am.
Hmm.
Um, Quite some things. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'll go straight into some of my questions. Um, you're obviously at the start, at the beginning of this journey. According to the roadmap itself, um, would you say right now you are within phase one, or to already within phase two, considering that your NFTs can be minted?
I would ask the dev for the correct, but for the details, I wouldn't want to say something wrong. But I would say we are most certainly at the phase one.
Okay,
And
okay.
that was wrong because
Um,
the dev says phase two. So I would bear with me just a second because, as I said, the dev is Italian, so they are going to answer in the questions on the chat. If that's okay with you, it just takes less time instead of them speaking in macaronic English and Italian, half English. So if it's okay, they will answer in the chat to this question.
yeah, for sure, for sure. No, not a
Absolutely,
problem. Yeah.
absolutely.
I think it made sense for you to be in phase two. I mean, the thing is, most of the tokens, what they're doing these days, because we people here at BSC, um, we're kind of we're growing impatient. We're used to the good old days when Bitcoin was 60K, when Ethereum was whatever it was, 3.6, 3.8, whatever. Every token had a lot of stuff put out there, but they were over delivering. So a lot of promises. We're gonna do this and
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
and yeah, eventually, as we're seeing right now, and unfortunate as it is, most of those were just promises in vain. Again, maybe they'll develop, maybe not. We're not here to talk about other projects.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it made sense for you guys since your minting is already live. Phase two started with that, with the first collection of 500 NFTs and so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
Uh, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I would step in because I actually the answer is absolutely I didn't understand the question. The answer is absolutely phase two. The steps of phase one have already been made, and the steps that we're taking this time right now are obviously on phase two because we want to secure the market. We want to be sure, as you said, and I started the presentation saying we're sick and tired of people not delivering and promising and then not developing. And this is something we don't want to do. And in order to do that, you have to be sure about phase one before you start minting or before you start just phase two. So most certainly we're in phase two and we wanted to secure phase one before we went on.
Yeah, definitely. The fact of the matter is, and this is what I wanted to emphasize, some of the tokens, if not the majority right now, are trying to combine their roadmap progression, as in you're in phase one, you're developing your socials, your Telegram, your Instagram,
Yeah,
so on and so forth. But at some point, you will have, let's say, the collection of NFTs ready, which is part of phase two. But there's no point in waiting. You can definitely, bring it live, bring it towards the community already. Maybe you're going to start the minting, more Telegram members, more posts, whatever. These are all things that need to get combined. So that's why I wanted to make sure, because I mean, in phase two we're looking at the pre-sale. Then phase three starts with the marketing strategies, with your goals to expand the Telegram, the launch itself. Now it says there that you will be holding some community contests, and then you're going to have an aggressive marketing strategy.
yeah.
Since both of these, I mean, the community contests are probably to incentivize your holders and to further expand your grasp. What can you tell us about the marketing strategies, given the fact that within phase four we're going to see the eventual adoption of the Chinese markets? What can you
Yeah.
tell us about some post-launch marketing strategy? What are you guys planning to do in order to try to sustain on BSC? As I've mentioned, it's not about your project. We're becoming impatient. So any thoughts on this? Any comment on the particular situation that we're in right now with BSC?
Well, obviously on that, I would go to the dev and I will briefly take my part and say that in the future, our plans in the future are well. Obviously, we got to be sure that the community is created and is stable, and the marketing that we were talking about is, as I said, um, focused on international, Italian and international influencers. But our plans in the future were to work on the taxes and create. I was talking about a game, but this is in our plans, and the community contests would be in the game too. There are different contests, but the contests we were talking about would be contests with zero taxes for purchase, so different giveaway situations. But first of all, we would need to have a community secured and holders secured in order to know that we have the potential to create pools for that reason. And we could do contests, for instance, for who buys for a longer period of time. Let's say, someone who buys more. We set a period of time, and whoever buys the most in that period of time wins. And but in order to have giveaways and something to give back to the community, uh, go into the realistic fact and realism, we need to have something in our hands to create a pool. So, as I said, it's a win situation for us and a win situation for the community, because we want to create a community, and when we see the community created, our objective has went well, and the community wins because of the incentives they have. The more they stay, the more we create incentives to stay.
Yeah, it makes sense. In the end, and I'm so happy that we're having this conversation and that you are on the same page with me, with us here at Phoenix, and with pretty much everybody.
Absolutely.
Um, what projects fail to understand, not you guys, but in general, it happens, and sometimes I'm amazed that it happens. If you not disrespect, but if you forget about your community, and I'm talking not immediate post launch, simple, simple terms, in time you forget about your community. I'm not talking about making them making your project a DAO, but once in a while, check the vibe, check the feelings, see how your community is. Projects don't do that anymore, but they expect the same level of dedication and devotion from us, let's say. And
Yeah,
yeah, this is a
and that I
long
find,
conversation. Yeah,
yeah, excuse my, but I find that, and we find it at MetaWhales, we find that frustrating. That's the aspect that we don't like, and it's not even only this world, our world and where we work, and everyone that's listening, we're a reflection of the real world. This is happening realistically, and there goes why we did, let's say, it's not even a game, that's not the right word for it, but we wanted to make people aware about a real problem, the whale problem, even not being charity, but because we're a reflection of the real world. So what happens is that people expect from you, but as you said, they then forget that there's not as the standard is not high enough now, but the expectations are high. So we wanted to reverse that. We wanted to go back to the community, because that's always been the pivotal point of let's say what created our world now. Remember Mac is a community, Macintosh is a community, Apple is a community. uh Everything started from a strong community and a niche, and this is why we want to go back. Let's say bring it back to the community. That could be our motto. Bring it back to the community and do stuff for the community. We are part of other communities. We are this community. We're not better than people in the community. We're just the developers of the project, but we want to create a stable community and remind people that that's something we should do in the world too. Not only on Instagram, not only on paper, not only on certain things, but communities, it's important. And right now we all can communicate. We all have the ways of communication, and why not right now?
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I think it's the best time for the space as well. We've been yeah, we've been lacking some good you know good community action, if I may put it like that, over on BSC. We're expecting just meme hype coins, meme pump and dumps, and so on and so forth. I think it's time to change that for sure. And
Absolutely.
yeah, a social how should I put it? Social awareness is where we haven't actually had that much of it. Not lately. I mean, not in the past 2 years. I'll say, since I've been in crypto. In the past 1 year, definitely there hasn't been so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, before I start with the questions, because I've asked my community to already start uh, asking some of the questions. Um, what would you say? This is more of a maybe trick question, maybe general question, depends how you look at it. What would you say your biggest asset, if I may? Yeah, what is your biggest asset that you're bringing towards the table? If you were to market your product right now, let's say I'm Warren Buffett and I'm saying, um, Cody, I have half a mil. Market your product and you can have it. How would you do that within one or two sentences? Because of course that's what you've been doing so far, but yeah, how would you do it in one sentence? Let's say, what would you rely on to dazzle me?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This is a really interesting question, and I think it's the right question. So I'll, our product is the ecosystem, and that is the pivotal point. And we, what we would do is invest that money in in the most of it in the marketing and in the security of having the buy back and burn for then. So as I said, influencers, the channel of Italian influencers, the Italian community that we already have since we're Italian, and we've worked a lot on that. So to consolidate that, to glue it all together and be sure, because equity is our one of our basic concerns, and we would spend in a way of creating that at the beginning and being sure of creating that. So in the future, then we could create gadgets. We could consistently deliver to our community. Gadgets sounds kind of, I would say, because it sounds minimal, but it could be a different arrangement of giveaways to the community. So the first thing we would spend in for sure would be the marketing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have put that tax separation, that division of taxes. As I said, marketing for us right now in the world, marketing is basically what rules everything. You can sell ice in literally in the South Pole because of marketing. So it's something we would want to invest in. But there's a wrong way of doing marketing and a right way of doing marketing. And if you do the wrong way, it's just money just thrown away and dumped. So it's a job to find the right way of doing marketing as well, and securing a right marketing and a good marketing. So from my point of view and from our point of view, and the dev will answer if they have something to add, absolutely. But from one point of view, will most certainly be the marketing for the team. And as I said, one thing we were talking about projects that don't deliver, right? So one thing is, why do they not deliver? Well, most of the times they keep the tokens to themselves. I was saying it earlier. They just keep them, dump them, spend them. Well, that's something you basically can't do if you want to create a stable community and create a stable project. So most certainly we wouldn't keep tokens, and we wouldn't think about us, but about the community. That's literally what we would want to do.
Okay.
And
So
excuse me, just obviously the NFT, obviously the NFT and developing the NFT, because this is the first collection, and we don't want to see as there are other collections, because these are the 500 whales you got to save. No other whales will be done, but at the same time, you never know how the project can go, and NFT is art, literally. So investing in better art. We all know how the art industry has always made trillions. So this is the new art industry, and it would make sense to invest in that too.
interesting. So you already, I mean, this is again, unfortunately, I'm not Warren Buffett. I don't have a half a mil, but still, what I love to see is the fact that you already thought about the utility. So I'm giving you something and you're transforming it and you're giving it utility. You're putting the money here, there, marketing, development, utility. Um, sure. I mean, yeah, that's a great way.
Absolutely.
It makes me,
Well,
yeah, makes me understand
we were
personally.
saying earlier, if what step you think we could be at. If we hadn't secured step one, we couldn't be at step two. And to us, step one is securing these ideas too. Where would we go if this happened? Where would we go if this happened? Or this other thing happened? So yeah, to answer your question, it's for our team, it's really important to know this.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Marketing, and I promise this is the last comment before I start. I start reading some of the
Oh no,
questions.
don't worry.
Marketing is a aspect, if I may, of the of anything you want to do. If you don't market it enough and and in the proper way, it's dead basically from the beginning. Marketing never stops. Marketing never ends.
Yeah,
Constantly adapt. Since we're in crypto, and I think we're still early within the space. It's a fast-paced blockchain, the BSC. You constantly need to adapt and change your ways of thinking, your ways of applying your concept and ideas. So yeah, you guys pretty much understand that. I see you have vast experience with, or that's how it feels. That's how you brought it over to me, and yeah, I think you guys know
I'm
what you're
happy.
doing.
I'm happy you understood it, and I'm truly happy you felt this way, because it's how we feel, and it's how we want our investors to feel and our community to feel. And it's, as I said, there's a right way and a wrong way to do marketing, and there's a right way to do stuff and a wrong way to do stuff, and the right way to do it right now is to constantly develop and constantly listen to your community. The last years, we just learned that from social media, and as you said, I don't want to just make it a personal comment, but me personally, I don't understand why we're forgetting that. So constantly developing is goes hand in hand with listening your community, and listening and being actually being a community is the being a community can't be if you don't listen to each other, and constantly develop. In this world right now, it's something you have to do, and it's most certainly our main objective.
Yeah, the connection itself, even our connection, me as an AMA host, and you as a, okay, let's say host for your community, for the project, the
Yeah, yeah,
connection that
cool,
we
thank
have,
you.
yeah, goes a long way, and this is what I kept emphasizing towards other projects as well. I mean, you need to make your project felt. You need to have emotions. You need to, yeah. It's so many things, man. So many
Absolutely.
good projects fail from the rudimentary stuff, if I may. We're not even talking about marketing, and yeah, overall, you guys know what you're doing, and I think you have what it takes. You just need Bitcoin already started to work in your favor. You just need a bit more, maybe better
True.
market conditions, maybe, and yeah, it's all there.
It's hard, yeah,
Now
it's hard right now, but when in hard times, that's when real fighters come out, and we truly believe in what we just said, and what I just said, and our whole project and the whole team, and who wants to invest, who believes in us, and the community. So and we truly are, and I talk for myself, but I'm truly happy of the connection, and the fact I felt it too. I felt the fact that we're talking the same language. Let's say we're on the same boat. So, and it's happy to know. It's really happy to know.
It is, my man. It is, and
Yeah, yeah,
trust me,
cool.
with no disrespect to anybody, there are projects that I've hosted. I mean, okay, it felt okay. I'm not saying that they felt like scams, no, but just the connection was okay. We were talking, but it never went above that. So probably
Yeah, I get.
people felt it. I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah,
yeah, I get what you mean. I absolutely get what you mean, and I think people feel it. But then that's a total other. We could stay here and talk hours about this. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean, and I'm happy we're not in that group of people. But with all due respect to anyone, but I'm happy you and other, most certainly other people, understood the reality and the fact that our project uh, actually aims on what you just understood, and I could say it's the best compliment. It's the best compliment you could say. You just said so. It means that the message not only gets to the person, but it's the right message. I'm sure the whole team is really happy right now.
definitely, man. Definitely happy to to be able to share this with you. Now, in order not to waste more time for the community to hear me talk, let's see some of the questions. Um, One of them
Absolutely.
we kind of figured one of them because we were just talking. The project is considered strong if it has the following factors: relationships with large exchanges. Well, that you can develop in time. Strong team, real
True.
product, large number of users. This is the question that we just answered now. And the reason why I mentioned the connection is so that we can answer at least two or three questions that I've read from the chat. But
Yeah.
here's one that I think it's interesting. I'm not sure if it was answered by your dev or not, but still, many projects were unstable for a short period of time. At first, started with the hard work and good attention. A few months later, didn't pay attention to the project. How will you guys plan to survive in the market? It pretty much comes down to what we were discussing earlier about the attention towards the community, but more on how will you bring
Absolutely.
the traction. Yeah, so that's where it comes back to. Yeah.
How we would bring the traction to our community?
Yeah, how will you keep the volumes in the charts, maintained to a high level within a couple of months?
All right. So if the dev has a technical answer, they will write it in the chat. I will say that, as we were saying, on the marketing from the marketing point of view, we have connections. Well, we all know this world. We unfortunately we can't say the names because it would take out the connection we have until it's the job is made. But the collaborations we have are with Italian projects and big influencers, and we're keen in the music world. We're keen on so we obviously can't spoiler, and I'm most certain that you can understand why. But the music world, the art world, the entertainment world in Italy, and not only internationally, would be where we focus the most on marketing in order to then bring the people to our community. So keep that level high. What I'm trying to say, just to be clear, if you pay someone that just is really influential in the right moment for a certain community, and that someone says the right thing to bring people to your community, if what you have planned isn't scam, isn't bad, comes from a good social point of view, is solid, has good ideas, as we were talking about, the only answer can be that it brings people to your community. That's how marketing is made for most things right now. Why do people pay people on Instagram to put their clothes on? Why do people pay restaurants to say, well, we all know it. We could stay all day here to talk about it. But we would basically do the same thing in communities that we are already in, that we already worked with, that we're working with and already know about our project, that we're just keeping there because we want to use them in the right moment and not, burn them randomly just because everyone else does it, or just because we want to give security when there is already security. So the right thing in the right moment would be one answer, and super hard marketing, but right marketing, as we were talking earlier. So we're Italian. We most certainly, everyone starts with their own home, and this is where we are. This is where we can do marketing face to face. And Milan is a city where you do a lot of marketing in Italy, and that's basically what we're gonna do. A lot of hard marketing and well done marketing.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, covering strictly what is needed, not trying to overreach and overachieve. Makes fully
Yeah.
sense, definitely. Um, Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, the next question, I think uh, it's kind of hard to answer, but yeah, let's give it a go. Um, Given the fact, the market is down, the current war situation has also kind of pitched in towards the negative. Um, this is unfortunately a scenario is very difficult for investors. Uh, let's say most of them. Do you see this as a major challenge? for investors to not be able to invest in a project because of these factors, the war, the market conditions?
So as usual, if the dev has a technical answer on the dev part, but challenge is the right word, because when something is challenging, it brings out the best of you. And the part, the fighter part. I was talking about fighters earlier, the fighting for what you believe in, and it is truly something we believe in. So if we believe in the project, um, why would we see it as challenge? We can see it as a challenge, but we like that. It's not challenging because we wouldn't had done a private organic private sale, for instance, or have a pre-sale with low HC. I don't know. These are demonstrations of the fact that we're not scared of the challenge. We actually embrace the challenge, and it's what makes. At the end of the day, a lot of great ideas came out in challenging times, and a lot of great projects came out in challenging times. So we believe that, and what we have done in the past time, it demonstrates that, I believe.
Yeah, it goes a long way. That's for sure. Um, and as you said, in the end, good market, bad market, sideways market,
Yeah,
development is there, needs to happen whether we like it or not. Surely, at some point, you could postpone maybe a stage of the roadmap or a phase or you know something like that.
yeah,
But in the end, one way to the other, you have to bring it forward. And yeah, we as investors, we need to accept that not everything will go into our favor at the beginning. You just need to hold. I've always said this: if you believe in the project, just hold the token, see what it is. If the team fails to develop and they approach another route than the forecasted one, let's say, whole different story. But if they keep
exactly,
developing, just be there with them. I mean,
exactly.
you were keen on investing from the beginning. I'm not gonna talk big numbers. Let's say you are keen on investing $200. Now, $200
Hmm.
for some people it's peanuts. For some people it's you know uh, a lot of money. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, one fifth of the salary.
Exactly. Let's say one fifth of the salary. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter. But if you were keen on investing and you did invest from the first, then what's keeping you? Would you rather sell at a loss just so that you can get something back? Well, then maybe investments are not for you, man. Again, no
I
disrespect
was
to
about,
anybody. Yeah,
dude. I was saying the same thing, literally. Absolutely.
yeah. Again, I don't want to. I've done it before, but I knew from the beginning I wanted to hold, but then 15 minutes later, it turned out to be something different, and I had to sell. But in the end, if I invest, and trust me, I at the moment I'm holding a token, no names, that at some point it was worth $24,000, and right now I think I have close to $3,000 maybe in it. So yeah, you
Yeah,
can
there
imagine.
you
I'm still
go.
holding it. Eventually, they will develop. Eventually, if not,
Absolutely.
okay, lesson learned. If I'm gonna have another 24K in a project, I'm gonna maybe take out my initial so that if it goes to crap, I know I only wasted time and not money. But yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Sorry to everybody. I
No, no,
digress
no.
from the.
Absolutely. No, absolutely, absolutely. I'm totally in what you're saying. Absolutely, 100%. So don't be sorry, because I believe what you're saying 100%. And we try to create a situation that makes people notice this and want to do this. As you said, if you can wait once or twice. I don't actually believe that, but you can. Uh, but what happens the third time? Well, that's the situation where an investor can think about it, think about what they have to do. But if you do it at the first thought of something going, you have to trust the team. You have to trust the developers, and when the base of the project, the core of the project is solid. Why wouldn't you?
My point exactly. I mean, surely if a token does 10x at at launch, okay, you are entitled to take something out. I don't think anybody would judge. Take your investment, take 20%, take 30%, take 50, whatever. If you sell everything and it goes up, you have no right to complain. Period. End of story. It was
Yeah,
your decision.
exactly.
It's a done deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, on risk management and ways to to trade, we could sit here and talk for hours. Everybody has their own style. Personally,
Hmm.
I like to take profit in percentages. That's just me. I
Yeah.
have a way different system of risk management. But yeah, going back to some of the questions, let's see. Some of them we answered quite in depth, I would say. Um,
Hmm.
I'll reiterate again. Staking is not actually. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cody. Staking is not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe eventually.
Right. Maybe eventually. I was saying in the future. I'll interrupt you on that. Right. It's not in our plans right now, but in the future, we were thinking about putting the part, the marketing part and the dev part of the taxes, the 20% and the 40%. If the listener was there in that part, the taxes are divided on 20% on the dev. That's the only fee we get. We don't have tokens, and since we don't have tokens, we're not going to stake now. We're not looking at staking right now. But in the future, we could take the liquidity from the marketing and from the dev when the community is solid and the project is solid enough and our investors don't are not at risk and no one's at risk. Well, then we could actually stake from there, and that would be the staking pool. We would take it from marketing and from the dev's fee. So in the future, yes, but now no.
Okay. And yeah, this is let's see. We're gonna do two more questions. One of them I found super interesting, given the fact that your NFTs are bringing a real utility. I mean, I've never seen this before. NFTs to bring a reduction in sales tax. That's quite amazing. Have you
Awesome.
considered im- implementing a special group for NFT holders and eventually maybe transforming that into a mini DAO? Like, given the fact that they actually have the power, maybe they can contribute towards the token's progression in any way?
So I am gonna say that I was saying briefly that we're planning on developing a game on Unit. That would be one thing, for instance, that the NFTs could be interesting and could be something of use. And in that situation, there would obviously be other features that we didn't talk about. That's in the future, but we are evaluating this 100%. And I'm most certain that our dev is already right now the technical answer, because this is a question for them. But I know the answer of this part, and it's what I just said. We're thinking about developing a game. It's not even thinking, it already started the situation, but we can't spoiler anything. We can't spoiler the features. We can't spoiler what happens. We just can say that the NFT will not only give you discount on that. It'll have other utility. It will have other situations in which it's useful. Well, basically, because it all started with one thing, but we never thought to keep it just one. I was saying in the presentation, we want to develop and do other things, and let's say, the concept of the NFT doing something to the token and working in connection and communicating with the token. Well, it why keep it to one thing? When you have the possibility to make it more and more useful and give back more, why not? So absolutely, we're thinking about doing it, and absolutely, we will do it. I don't know if the dev is writing something at the moment, but yep.
Awesome, awesome, definitely. Yeah, I think in the future, of course, it's still I mean, you guys didn't even have your pre-sale, and we're talking about DAO stuff. So, just to give the full perspective there, of course, it's still a lot of development to be made. But it's nice to to kind of have the even half of the picture, if not the full picture, because yeah, I mean, in the end, your development will never stop. The day
True.
you actually stop your development is either if you've completed pretty much everything, which is impossible, or
Hmm.
if for various reasons you need to stop the token or relaunch. Um,
Exactly.
if you stop the token, it is what it is. You took a shot. Whatever it happens, happens. If you need to relaunch, then, and you wouldn't be the first, and definitely wouldn't be the last, you turned into something that you did not anticipate, which I hope it does for you guys. I hope your tokenomics are too small to sustain the power that you're gonna have. If you get my
Yeah,
incentive, of
I
course.
absolutely got it, and I truly hope it too. I absolutely got your message, and I stand by it 100%. I think you're totally right. Those are the two roads, and we're obviously what we're doing is obviously aiming at the second one, and but all the development we were talking about, as you said, it's half of the picture, maybe. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but with the solidity of what the other half could be, with something that makes you sure that the other half we're talking about has a solid ground. So from that, yes, the two roads are that we're aiming at not we'll no, we want to do step by step. So obviously, no one's here saying, "Yo, we're gonna relaunch our token, man. Let's hope we relaunch your token." But obviously, we wanted to go the best as possible for anyone, our community, our investors. So it's we obviously point at the second road. Um, yep.
Makes sense. As it makes sense. Okay,
So
so now that we're
one thing. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't want to
yeah,
interrupt.
no, go ahead, please.
Yeah, but obviously, it is something we're pointing at. I don't want people to misunderstand, but we're doing this step by step. So, relaunch is possible, but relaunch would be, well, you understood it. You were saying it earlier. It would be to we would automize everything, because at that point it's working. So we would put the devs fee, we would put the marketing, and so we already know what we would do, but we don't want to focus on uh that. We want to be sure that every step of the road is the right step, and we get to that point in the right way as a community.
Yeah, exactly what I thought. In the end, you guys are trying to build, to develop, and to implement strictly where there is demand, and where you see that either others have failed, or you can do better, or you are the first ones. And it only makes sense. I've been saying this. Um, pre-sales tokens actually these days, they need to look at the market and say there's a demand here. Let's meet that demand, strictly that demand for now. Later, that demand will turn into something else. We're going to fast pace adapt and meet that one as well, and so on and so forth. And that's
Exactly.
basically, if you take a look, and yeah, this is definitely going to be my, my last comment. If you take a look
Oh,
at
no worries.
projects such as what should I say, man? Facebook,
Yep.
whatever it's Meta, whatever it's called now, Facebook, and
Yeah.
then Twitter, and Spotify, Netflix, so on and so forth. Do you think that initially they planned everything that they have today? No, no.
Oh no, no way.
Especially Meta, which is the biggest thing that we've seen in terms of social media, or was maybe at some point
True.
initially, and that's what actually the CEO declared multiple times, especially when being sued for, um, uh,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
stealing
yeah,
the
yeah,
so-called idea.
yeah,
He
yeah.
actually
Exactly.
mentioned, we never wanted to be this big. We
Yo,
never planned
yeah,
it.
they wanted to do a
Yeah,
chat for people in college. Now they're making
exactly.
now they're making a world in the world. So I truly believe what you. Yeah, they didn't think they were going there. So yeah, true, 100% true.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, development is gonna come, but you need to, and this is what I think you guys have the edge. You need to make it first of all realistic, and second of all to meet the proper demand. Once you know you make your target, you understand what you're targeting as the product itself. You know how to market it. You know you did the marketing and the segmentation, and you got the proper numbers. You don't need to figure out, okay, so if we want to touch that basis, it'll come. It'll come. Let's first
Exactly.
touch the basics and clear this one,
Yeah.
and then like a puzzle. You're gonna make the
Yeah. I could.
corners
I
and go
exactly.
towards the.
Like a puzzle. I could not have expressed it better. Absolutely. Yeah, that is exactly the message. Where you know which spot and when to use a certain spot. You wouldn't start with like, go left and then go right and then go to one angle and then go to the center. It's like a puzzle. You know what you're doing.
Exactly, my man. Exactly. Now, since we are actually close to wrapping up what has been a, I'll say wonderful AMA, at least from my perspective. I hope that the
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah, I hope the audience felt what we try to together actually, what we try to underline and encompass today. Um, in terms of this, I would like to make my ending statement, and then I'll give you the floor. Would that be okay for you?
Absolutely. That's fine by me.
Awesome. Well, we spoke for I think it's over an hour. I don't even know. I don't take notes. I don't count them. But in the past hour, we've learned quite some interesting things. We have MetaWhales BSC. Um, it looks like a simple project when you don't actually go deep into it. Once you do, you understand pretty much that there's a vast experience behind it. You have, um, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say 5 members in the team. Did I get this right?
It's four of us.
Okay, five if I count me in, just so that I'm not wrong in the statement. Okay, 4 members. Sorry about that. We got 4 members. They the four of them combine so much knowledge and so much creativity that I think this can definitely go the long term. Of course, we need a push from the market. We need this. We need that. It all comes in time. Definitely within the long term perspective, the feasibility will be generated. I don't even have a doubt about that. The project's well built. It's researched. It's thought outside of the box from my perspective. So yeah, on behalf of Phoenix, I'd like to thank you, the team, 1 member, 2 member, doesn't even matter how many of them were here with us. I'd like to thank you for bringing over the project. I think it's interesting. I think it's got unique concepts and variables. And yeah, you guys got me. I'm not easily to be impressed, if I may. But yeah, I want to see this. I
Yeah.
want to see how this plays out for sure. You have the
And
floor. If we missed anything, it's up to you right now. Yeah.
yeah, Alex, and I want to thank you and everyone here at Phoenix Holdings for your time. I truly appreciate your comment. I'm really, really happy that I had the chance to express and what we're trying to do here at MetaWhales. And as I said, we're trying to create a solid community. So anyone is welcome. Whoever understands what we're trying to do. This is us. We just described MetaWhales, and it's been a total pleasure to be with you. And I've been stoked. Completely fun.
Awesome, man. Awesome. What can I say? On behalf of our community, we thank you again. We wish you the best of luck. We hope to see you out there with the use case, with the development, with the utility, with pretty much everything. We hope the market's gonna be favorable. And yeah, we look forward to the pre-sale and to the launch itself. What else can I say? It's been a true pleasure hosting you guys. Thanks a lot to everybody who joined. Much love, much
Thank you,
appreciation.
guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
community. You guys, yeah, thanks a lot, and we'll talk soon.
absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time and thank you for everything. It's been a true pleasure. See you
Thanks
around.
a lot. Thanks. Take care. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye bye.